Well, stay with us. When we come back, he may not be a Spielberg, at least not yet, but when we come back, this man's unique approach to getting into the movie business. So you want to be in pictures. A Fairfield man certainly did, but he did more than dream about it. He made it happen. Sort of. Here's Wayne Freedman's notebook.
It is a fact of life that while many of us do one thing for a living,
feel how solid this is, or listen to it.
Some of us feel miscast. So when Jim Meyer told us that at heart he's really a screenwriter, a producer, and a director, we took the liberty of believing him.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
You always type this fast?
I'm not typing anything. I'm just gibberish.
By most standards, Meyer does have what some might call a very fertile mind. He's a car salesman by trade, a guy who, on slow days, has been known to pace the floor, think up movie plots, and then try them out on people.
I got one where a blind detective is trying to stop an intergalactic plot from people that are coming from another dimension. 73-year-old man with no charisma runs for president of the United States. It's total fantasy.
It's right about here that many of us would dismiss Jim Meyer as living in a fantasy.
So what would entice you to get it today and drive this beautiful thing home?
But wait, because the next image you see will be a scene from his latest movie.
What's going on here?
There's a lot of laughs in it, a lot of humor, a lot of subtleties.
Shut the damn tires!
Well, we didn't have high expectations, let's put it that way.
They're deliberately missing us.
How do you know?
It's called Memorial Day, and this is what happens when a car salesman decides to make an end run around Hollywood. He shot his movie direct to home video and spent a grand total of $4,000.
You paid for it on your credit card?
Oh, yeah. I'm not a financial genius by any stretch of the imagination.
The good news about that, a low budget means a low overhead. The bad, a low overhead meant Jim doing much of the work. Every cassette comes hand-packaged, and if you see it in a local video store, be advised that Jim will have sold it himself. The day we followed him, Jim had an appointment in Mill Valley. He arrived with high hopes, but the owner never heard Jim's sales pitch because the owner never showed up.
Support a local filmmaker, that's all we're asking.
Do you want him to look at the movie?
I'd rather he buy it first.
As for the plot of Memorial Day, it has something to do with a man named Monroe Zabalaga who runs for president after being endorsed by an alien from outer space.
If Mr. Monroe Zabalaga becomes president, I assure you all that I will take back a signed peace treaty to my planet.
Why did you just tell them the whole plot, okay? So they don't have to see it.
Actually, we would if we could, but even after watching all 70 minutes, we remain dazed and confused, and not even members of the cast could help us.
Did you know where the movie was going when you started it?
Had no idea.
Do you know where the movie went now that you've finished it?
I still have no idea.
Clearly, we will not be hearing about Memorial Day when Academy Award nominations come out next year.
Get this in your head, mister. You're an alien from another planet.
Of course, none of that bothers Jim Meyer. He expects this movie to develop a cult following.
He thinks that the American people are stupid, that you can put anything over on them.
We got them to watch this movie, thinking they'd be entertained, didn't we?
Call it one small step for a filmmaker and one giant leap for a car salesman.
Okay, I'm going to park this in the back, put your name on it, and put a sold sticker.
From Fairfield, Wayne Freedman, Channel 7 News.
Suppose everybody's got to start somewhere.
Have to admire his ambition.
Absolutely.
And that is Channel 7 News at 6. For Dan Ashley, Martin Wyatt, Pete Giddings, and Joel Bartlett, I'm Carolyn Joe. Thanks for joining us.
We will see you again at 11 following the Steven Seagal movie Under Siege. They spent a little more than $4,000.
Just a bit.
Until then, thanks so much for the company. Have a good night.